Good morning. Episode 12. I'm ready to go into town. Pajama bottom's still on, but I wanted to come and have a cup of tea with you guys first before I rush out the house. Rushing. It made me laugh. I don't know if you guys have seen that reel. It was a creator that was almost losing the plot. And he was like, what are we running towards? Like, what are we all sprinting towards? It's like, no, seriously. As a humanity, if you zoom out, what are we all rushing towards? And it just made me laugh so hard. And I guess it just reminds me of the silly awareness levels that we have to play in our mind as we break through some of these things. Again, one of the biggest, I say again all the time, it's so funny. I think one of the biggest things I've been attempting to document throughout this process is what these steps viscerally look like. Because you always find it's the part of the book that's never written, because it's the part of the book where everybody just goes and gets on with the work. And those are the unsexy reps that nobody wants to do. They want the results, but they don't want to do the work or chisel themselves into the weapon that will become the person that can have the results a lot more easily and naturally. And I think that's where the biggest disconnect lies with all of this, and where the biggest, I feel like, wool has been pulled over our faces for the online world, because they make it sound like it's very quick, it's very easy, it's very everything. And it very much reminded me about when my sister and I were involved in a network marketing company back in the day. It was brilliant, called Your Health Supplements. And then they later brought out essential oils. That's for another story. We wrote a book. That's going to resurface at some point. Not yet, but soon. We have an essential oils book. Anywho, what was the point? Network marketing. Yeah, so affiliate marketing. Brilliant concept. I mean, I remember realizing very quickly that because we didn't have control over the back end and of shipping and distribution and all that sort of stuff, we didn't have as much control and flexibility with the clients that we were onboarding. We were also at the mercy of the company changing the back end compensation structure whenever they feel fit, which unfortunately, with the majority of the multi-level marketing network companies that I've sort of watched or see since then sort of build and grow, a lot of people come into that model. They do really well at the beginning. They're very generous with their commission structure to bring on all the people. And then they're very quick to kind of slash everything in the back end. It reminded me at the end of last year, I was in a little creator community for YouTube that David Boland runs on here. Check him out if you want to check out how he's been running his YouTube channel and cohort as well. Cool dude. Actually saw him in person in Hong Kong when he was coming through for a digital nomads cruise. He was based in Bali for a while. Yeah, anyway, Irish guy. But in one of those groups, there was a creator that was in the group, and she was a affiliate. She was earning commission from creating content for companies. And one of the companies that she was working with had sent her a message and basically joked that she was bringing in more of an income for the company than their entire 5-person sales team. So one, what the fuck are your salespeople doing? But two, I think a lot of companies don't actually realize the power of having your own distribution platform as a content creator. And I think in the bigger, like zoomed out game of all of this is what we're playing in terms of dropping these little digital assets over time and building up our little foundation and building up our communities and our awareness and our back catalog, basically, of our information and our knowledge, so that at any given point, anybody out there can stumble upon our work and then spend quite a lot of time with us, completely closing and minimizing that trust gap, and come straight through a funnel and purchase your products and feel like they're part of the family. And that's what building a personal brand, building your own, like as a content creator, building your own networks, building your own relationships, building your own things, like that's what you get to then own. That's why these companies go to influencers and give them sponsorships and all this stuff. But what annoyed me about this company was they'd sent her that message saying, I think her compensation structure was like, I think she got like 30% or something. And they wanted to reduce that to 20. And I'm like, this, I mean, somebody is going to have to riddle me this at one point in life, or I'm just bound to realize that this is the failure and doom and turning point of all companies. At a certain point, when you've been earning enough money, you then turn on the people that have actually built it. And it blows my mind. It's like, how can you not allow different margins to come in? Or, again, when you get to that point, draw a line in the sand and be like, well, everybody who has come on board since this is now within, like, they've locked in, oh, excuse me, they've locked in their compensation plan and structure at that point. Anybody else that comes in new, we're shifting and it's going to be a slightly less, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, don't fuck with the people that help you build the company. And what is it with this greed? Like, if you've got your margins and you've got your stuff and you're making good profits, I understand that more needs to then go back into the business and more, but like, I don't know, find your margins from anywhere else than cutting them from the people that are actually building and supporting the company. Blows my mind. It was the same as when I was in the fitness industry, working as a PT. I couldn't believe the shit that they'd give trainers and then not provide them with more of an opportunity for growth or a different commission structure if they, took on more responsibility. This is why I've always wanted to work for myself, because I've known at any given point I can create and spin up a new form of income if I so choose, with whatever it is I need. So I think, yeah, blows my mind with the compensation structures. But it just proves to you like how powerful creating content and becoming a content creator really can be for you and for your life. I mean, hell, I don't know if you guys have been seeing that damn Jessie lady, the lady that she was doing furniture flips. Now, okay, I will caveat this. I do find it's a very quick trap. I may have said this yesterday for creators, where they start off doing something and then because yeah, I think I did say this yesterday, because they grow to a certain level, they then turn into the growth person, when actually the thing that they did to grow was just be fully themselves and fully involved in the product and the service that they were providing. And by removing them from that and suddenly becoming a social media growth person, you're actually getting rid of this attention and it's slowly sort of fizzling away, which means, like, what are you then? You're now the social media person? Okay. Anyway, she started posting consistently more of these like talking on camera videos on Instagram. She's brilliant. Mum, very charismatic. She's been breaking down their finances. She's been putting everything on the line. She's been very, very truthful, very honest, getting herself in front of camera, doing the scary things, doing the hard things. She just launched a 6 week, I think, yapping challenge, and she just made over $1 million US for that launch. 6 months she's been posting online. So that was, I guess, where the lesson with the network marketing thing was kind of tying in the analogy of stuff. It's like the timeline that it's going to take for you to get the money or build online. You actually don't know how long that's going to take. And I remember when we came into network marketing at that time, my sister and I were in the events modeling and alcohol industry, brokering deals between bars and importers and distributors that were coming in, because we were high-functioning alcoholics and knew all the managers and the bar staff and the owners and the people that made all the big decisions. So we'd set up those meetings, drink for free, and yeah, get a commission based on that, basically. But in the interim, a lot of the ladies that we'd worked with at events were also dancers. So during the day, they'd be doing dancing or fitness classes or fitness instructors by day, and then they'd be doing the modeling and events by evening. Whereas for us, any non-modeling days, we were still out in the bars. So as ex-sports kids and kids that have always done fitness throughout our childhood and our lives, it was one of the dancers that had the supplements company, and so we started taking them, make sure that we actually enjoy them, make sure that they were actually getting us into the gym and doing stuff. We were actually selling them as a damn hangover cure for a while. The Super Greens and the Berry Blast combined. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You want a hangover cure? Find a damn good Super Greens. That'll sort you out straight away. And then some sort of caffeine boost or like pre-workout. Poof, right as rain. Anything to keep us drinking at that time blew my mind. Anyway, we very quickly realized how many other acquaintances we just had around us. Because I think one of the more annoying tactics with the network marketing style of sales is the way they try and just get you to bring in all your friends and family immediately. instead of actually try and test your sales skills on strangers, because it's a relationship marketing thing. And this is where I feel they work really well if you genuinely use the product. I mean, I remember at one point sitting down with my sister and being like, well, hang on a minute. Like, well, then surely we should just find a network marketing product for all areas of our life if we are building an influencer brand. At the time, that's what we were thinking of, branding ourselves as the Howard sisters and building that up. We'd hit like 14,000 followers at the time, and that's why we were getting some of these deals and the name was getting out there. But instead of having it as brands come to us, it's like we go and figure out which brands actually have the affiliate structure of the network marketing structure underneath and associate ourselves with those products. It never ended up getting that far. We were, still in the back of my mind. Because like I'm pretty sure there's like Monat, which is like the hair one, or they have loads of things. I'm pretty sure multi-level marketing even goes down to vacuums and stuff like that. So find what you want, but they have compensation plans. So for anybody that doesn't have the ideas themselves, I think it is a brilliant business opportunity to be able to attach yourself to a product if you are using it and naturally recommending it, to have that compensation structure in place. It's fucking awesome. But again, it was very easy in their sales meetings and their onboarding and they're trying to get, to sell you the hype and stuff, to showcase the different founders or diamond level members and affiliates that had come in and, within 30 days, 60 days, whatever, be hitting their, some of those compensation plans were ludicrous, but like hitting their 10K, 20K, 30K equivalent of monthly recurring income because of the amount of people that they'd sold it to. Kind of not yet realizing the fact that, or not quite noticing the fact that the people that had done that, age is such a funny thing, hey? It's amazing what you learn in different phases. But it hadn't quite occurred to us. Like, it occurred to us that you could make money quickly from something that was good. It occurred to us that we needed to have a product that we actually enjoyed and took, and we're not selling something, especially health stuff that you're eating that actually does things to your health. Like, these were more mild, broad spectrum, like probiotics, digestive, like, super greens, caffeine, supplement boost, like a cherry. Yeah, not crazy kind of only diet supplements type thing. Anyway, I'm losing my thread. Coming back. We hadn't quite realized, well, we thought we had a big network in Hong Kong. We thought we had people that would, just listen to us and, buy anything that we recommended. Not the case. We realized very quickly how many acquaintances we actually had in our sphere. But also, it was the position that these people that were in or had put themselves in for the previous 5 to 10 years that determined how quickly their income would come in. So when you actually dug a couple of layers further, like one of the guys that had done really well, he was a personal trainer. So he had a whole bunch of clients. So it makes sense that a personal trainer would then have a supplements company that then he was making commission off selling for his clients. Because if he takes the products and he recommends it, that's an amazing bump in his income stream, plus the personal training. Because again, when you're trading your time for money, there is a ceiling. And no matter how high it is, at some point you will hit it. And at some point there becomes this thing of you can't raise your prices anymore unless you are finding that next echelon of clients that are going to be paying that amount for per hour for your services. I guess as a trainer, again, you move into celebrities and that sort of stuff. But more often than not, you get to a point where you're in a head trainer or an elite trainer salary or rate, and people will just find someone else at a lower rate who's just as good. And unfortunately, like any industry, same as what I realized in the modeling industry, there is always going to be a 16-year-old Russian model that will do it for nothing for portfolio purposes. That's it. There's always going to be a newcomer, fresh out of uni, fresh out of some sort of certificate, fresh out of something that will do it for cheaper, that will work their way up, that absolutely loves what they're doing. So the market has options. I'm not saying that's correct, but when the companies have the availability to get their stuff shot cheaper, the lines start to blur. And I understand that this is where it's annoying for people that know their value and know their worth, but this is where it becomes really important then when you are sitting and planning what it is that's going out on the digital landscape, that there isn't this big gap between who you really are and what it is that you're putting out. Because in order to find the people that most suit you, you have to be most like yourself. And you know what that feels like with current clients. So then it's a little game of, yeah, how can I start either? And again, it's hard because social media, like, look, I love social media. I love creating. I definitely think but pick your platform, pick your poison, pick your thing. And, or if you haven't done that, if you've got a really good referral network, but referrals seem to be drying up at the moment, it's like, that's also something that needs to be implemented on the offline way. Because now, protecting your emails, so getting email subscribers, that's your owned list. You get to reach out to them at any given point. They've given you their emails. They've allowed you to message them personally. That is a direct line to your customers. Collecting emails is still number one. With everything that is going on with AI and with how fast most of these companies are removing humans from dealing with customer service complaints, like the base level. I mean, it still blows my mind when you just think about how many users there are online, how much is being posted at any given time. Like, even in the last 16 minutes that I've been filming this, the amount of data, of content that has been uploaded, that has had to been sifted through, that, like, I'm not surprised a lot of it is handled by bots, but the problem is that bigger accounts, human accounts, are being shut down and replaced by bot accounts that are stealing content from human accounts, turning it into some form of AI content, posting it, and then claiming it as their own, which means we are all in the firing line. And none of us are immune to getting shut down and our pages completely blocked. But the problem is, if you are relying on a free distribution platform with no way of collecting your true followers' information so that you can contact them, that is on you. You are being a stupid. You are not building a proper business. And I say that because I am saying it to myself. Don't be a stupid. I coughed at the end of that. But, that's it. It's like, businesses survived without the internet before. Yes, they can survive better with the internet. They can work better with tools and technology. Yes, but at the end of the day, if things are going to be shutting you down and getting in the way of that, you want to make sure that you can build regardless. Lady Grey today. I feel like I spoke a bit faster. I wanted to get enough out, and now it's been 17 minutes, and I wanted to keep this within 20 because I got to get ready and I got to go. Got some errands to do, picking up my new bank cards, changed my name. I'm Mrs. Holder. Are you formally Miss Howard? So yeah, that's been fun. Getting my passport photos done so that I can get that done. We are planning our mountain trip for this year. For those of you that don't know, we go on annual hiking mountain trips. We're offline for at least 10 days. Ideally more, but at least 10 days. We've been doing it for the last 5 years now, minus one summer where my father passed away and that just took over and we couldn't make the trip. End of last year, we did Alta Via 2. We did the Dolomites in Italy. And this year, looks like Peru is on the menu. So I will update you guys as plans unfold. But yeah, happy Wednesday, middle of the week. We're getting there. Week 3. I'm enjoying this. Anyway, I'm going to need some people to start talking to me soon. So put your comments below. To be fair, I'll still be here. But it'll be much nicer to have something to riff off of. So if you have anything you want to chat about during our tea time, let me know. And if you are a creator or an entrepreneur or a very cool person and you fancy a chat, I'm going to start releasing Spill the Tea episodes, which are going to be with other creators, where we just come on and record a live cup of tea session and just sort of chat shop and see what comes out. So no pressure, no stress, but it's a lot about the mindsets and the documenting of what's going on and just, the ludicrousness that, like I say, we put ourselves through at these different phases in order to get ourselves out of our own comfort zone. Still blows my mind. We are funny beings. Have an amazing day.